Hello and welcome everyone to DRA's official Challenger Series, round 2 at Silverstone. Coming in 10 teams, each team two drivers representing an esports category, somewhere in the Netherlands and also Europe, as we're just waiting for every driver to join here. Very excited to see what the drivers are going to bring for us today. As we are waiting here, I can actually tell you some facts about the circuit we'll be racing on tonight. As I do want your guys' predictions for pole position and maybe the 1, 2, 3 podium positions. I think DRA is going to kick it tonight. Built on the side of a World War II airfield, Silverstone first hosted the British Grand Prix in 1948. That's actually the first year F1 was actually held. It is together with 4 circuits, I think, it is the oldest circuit on the calendar this year. A race which attracted about 100,000 spectators, which is insane for that time. 2 years later, in 1950, Silverstone was chosen as the venue for the Formula 1, as it was in debate with the other circuit, I think, and they were not sure which one they were going to choose. I think it's together with Monaco, Spa and Monza. Those were the 4 tracks which have been there from the start. So it is icons. You want to get pole position here. You want to win a race in Silverstone. It is an iconic circuit. As a Formula 1 driver, you have to win at Silverstone. Heading on to qualification number 1 right here. Very interested to see what these guys' lap times are going to be. I think the pole position is going to be around a 125. These guys are fast. Hey Brecht. Thank you for tuning in on the official Challenger Series. As we're just waiting for the first people to leave the pit right here. Just setting up these settings right here to give you the guys the best viewing experience, of course. We're gonna go full track. Silverstone is 5.8 kilometers long. It is, I think, after Spa-Francorchamps, the second longest. Well, Saudi Arabia, of course, entered. Oh, we see Aston Martin come out right here. That might be Snipes. Yeah, Snipes is coming out right here. Ooh, he's actually a Haas got in front of him. It will be Chalkers to be the first one to go out on track. On the mediums, that is a weird strategy to see these guys going out in the mediums. Yesterday we saw that in Redemption as well. Some drivers prefer to go onto the mediums actually. Me and Guillaume thought they would be saving their mediums, their soft tires, sorry, for a later stage in the qualification. Hello Dylan. But that is just so interesting because in my own league, Revolution, I don't see any players going out on the medium tires in qualification 1, because for me as well that just seems irradical. But it's fun to see these guys actually trying different strategies. Now, why are they the best? Is it just because you want to rubber in the track? You want to get it ready instead of pushing too hard on the softs and maybe making a mistake? It is all to play for. That is definitely true. Ooh, do you see that train right here? There's a lot of people backing each other up right here. Coming on to Wellington Strait, actually. As we see Chalkins being the first one. Starting out his lap right here. It is important to take a lot of speed right through here. No lifting. Smooth steering. Right, left. Braking in hard. You want to get on power before the apex in this corner. Taking as much speed as possible onto Wellington Strait. This is a long straight. You need a lot of speed. As he does nicely right here into 8th gear. Coming into a very hard corner. Very easy to lock up the front tires right here as you steer in hard while braking very hard. Early on the power. Cobb's Corner is the most difficult corner on the track right here. No lifting through here as well. Taking as much speed as possible into maggots and baggets. Very important. You can lose so much time right here if you just steer into Cobb's Corner wrong. Well, he's on a flyer. He needs to be sure he's gonna go through the qualification to almost medium, so it's looking like a good lap. As the first one, it is of course difficult. A 127.2 on the mediums, that could be a lot faster. It is the first qualification. Let's see what these other guys are up to right here. As the McLaren comes over the line with a 127.3, followed by the Aston Martin. Let's get a rise on him right here. With a 126.9. Oh, that's the other Haas actually. The Aston Martin just put in a 127.3. These guys need to be a lot faster. Watch them go into the pit right here. Probably changing these mediums out for softs, because there's a lot of people actually putting in lap times right now. And as Mika also comes in with a 126.7 on softs, I think these medium runners are going to be overtaken by probably every soft roader here. There's a lot of fast people here. Frankie, he's a fast guy. I want to see what he's gonna do as he comes into the last few corners. Scott actually retired from the session. Probably crashed out. We did not see it because we had our eyes on Frankie, which is gonna go third, just behind his teammate. Oh, and it looked like the Alpine and the Mercedes, the Williams and Mercedes are battling it out for P1. This might be interesting to see on qualification 3 if these 4 guys make it through. That's going to be a tense battle, as you do really need pole position on this track. We're going to have our eyes on the Alfa Romeo right here as it comes over the line with a 128.0. That has to be festive. GSP for the win? I hope, man, I hope. My hopes are on DRA, of course. But it looks like Rick has already retired, so, rip. I would like to see TFL and GSP. Ooh, as Chrissy actually gets a major snap of overstay into Cobb's Corner, which is such a hard corner. Proven right here. With a full spin. Luckily he has the big run-ups here on Silverstone. You need to be very unlucky if you want to wreck your car with the spin. Of course, if you take so much speed through Cop's corner and you get the steering wheel wrong, you can spin towards the inside, same as the first corner actually, which is also full throttle. It is very easy to lose the back end and just slide towards the right and slam the wall. But as far as that, I do not know a lot of places which you can actually bin the car, actually crash it here on Silverstone. That's pure. Right now, heading through maggots and baggots. He's looking very fast. Onto the last straight. Popping over the DRS as soon as you can. Full on the power. Getting ready to take as much speed as you got through this last corner. Second last corner. Onto the last chicane, which is crucial to get early on the power, not losing the back end as you come up to the finish line. It's not a fast lap. It's a 1:27.3. Now, that's P11. It is enough, but it's not gonna be enough, as there's a few people who still need to put in laps. As Snarfia from BNLRE actually spins the car. Now that we just talked about it, that is such a dangerous place. Losing the back end, snapping over to the right. Now he is lucky he just got on the brakes early, getting as much speed out of it, because that could have cost him Q1 actually. His tire is very dead right now. That is a major mistake from him. As Chris from CRE also needs to put in a lap right here. Let's see what this guy is up to. He's looking fast. Taking a lot of speed onto this straight. Cop's corner, the most challenging corner of the track. Exactly getting the middle of the car into the white line. That is exactly what you want to do, as I think a Mercedes just spun out. We are keeping our eyes on Chris right here, who needs to put in a lap. He is not gonna make it through qualification 2 if he does not put in his lap right here. It's looking valid, it's looking fast. Does not really hit the apex and goes wide and invalidates his track. Immediately goes inside. He has to put in a new set of tires, which is costly for the race, because he's not gonna have many sets left right here. As we have Krishy, who also very low on the track, on the grid. E13 needs to look for a improvement, because these guys under him are definitely going to put in a lap faster than his right now. A 1:27.4, that just needs to be faster, especially on the softs, as we have an Aston Martin outside the track right here, probably hindering him. Let's see what this Red Bull is up to right here. Onto the Wellington straight. Coming into this very hard braking, hard steering corner. Warming up the tires so much through this section. And you need them for Cops. If your tires are too hot by this point, you will not make it through there. You will lose the back end. As Mika goes fastest with a 1:26.2. For qualification 1, that is a very solid time. As Krishy is looking fast through maggots and baggots right here. Yellow flag for a Mercedes ahead. Should not hinder him as he comes up to the second last corner. Onto the last chicane. Everyone is clearing out the way nicely for him. It's looking like a fast lap. Is it fast enough? It is a 1:26.5, which puts him into P5. That is probably enough. I think that's going to be enough for qualification 2. As we have Payne coming on the line with a 1:26.4, which 3/10 up, and he puts himself P4. He's going to have to improve by about 2/10 to put himself up there with Ruffy, his teammate. But GSP looking very strong in this first qualification. There's a lot of people coming into the pits right now. We have an Aston Martin on his outlap, about to set his time. He needs to improve as well. With only 4 minutes left on the clock right here. As Chris, right now, in his flying lap. Let's follow him around. He needs to put in a time. He is P16. If he bins this, he has to go in, get a new set of tires, which is going to cost him so much time, as the pit straight is just a bizarre long. He's relying a lot on this, as he goes with a 27.3 in the first sector. Looking to not warm up his tires too much through the sector right here. Needing them for Cops Corner. Needing to go full on the power. Fully sending it. As he aims his car nicely to the white line. Takes as much speed as possible into maggots and baggots. Downshifting. Letting the car brake on its own. Early on the power right here, making sure not to come in the grass. You will invalidate your lap. Bumping over the DRS, coming into the second last corner right here. Down into 6th. Flying onto the last chicane. Down into 2nd. Early upshift to 3rd. Full power. With a 1:26.3, which has put him P5. That is enough. I think that's enough to go Q2. As he actually spins out the first corner. Probably way too hot tires right here. Nicely done from him. He needed that. As we do have Patuka on his outlap, as well as Frankie on his outlap. Actually a broken off lap. Is he gonna put in another one though? That is the question. Is he gonna go inside? Is he gonna put in another lap? It looks like Frankie is going inside. He is through to qualification 2, as by the looks of it. Unless a lot of people are gonna improve right now, which I don't think they are going to do. Let's look at this. A backup of 3 cars. An Alpine, a Williams and a Red Bull. Ruffy. He is P1. Why is he out on track? He should probably go inside and save his tires. As Critchy is actually P10. He is not safe. Him being out on track is probably the best thing he could have done right now. As we're gonna have a look at this AlphaTauri right here. As Chris actually retired from the session. Cops Corner proved fatal. No. I thought Chris retired right here in Cops Corner. That is actually good. As we are gonna watch the man who is at risk right here. Catterson needs to put in a lap. Ooh, he places his car very nicely onto the apex of Cops Corner. Into maggots and baggots. He cuts the corner, invalidates his lap. With only 30 seconds left on the clock. Is he gonna make it to the straight to get in another one? Because both Alfa Romeos right now with an invalid lap except for Luculor. B and LR is not looking good right now. They both need to put in a lap, and I think Snarfy is not going to make it across the line, so he is out. Let's see what his teammate can do here. Is he gonna save his team? Is he gonna go through to qualification 2? As Snarfy actually lost his ticket to the second qualification by invalidating his lap time. The last shot he had. Now with a 1:23, 24, 25. This is not gonna be enough. It is a 1:27.5, and that is actually a down on his time, keeping him P17, and both Snarpy and Luculor probably out of the first qualification, putting an end to BNLRE early in this session, and just him having to wait out for the race. Is it short? Oh my god, I am stupid. I am Luculor. I am stupid. I thought there was full qualification. So that actually puts Ruffy into pole position then, right? Well done for the Williams, as Mika is P2, followed by the Haas of Henry. And Mika's teammate actually close into P4. That's gonna probably help him a lot. Both McLarens of Chris and H3 up there, P5 and P6, starting next to each other. That could mean they could definitely rely on their team strategy, which they have planned before the race. The teammate of Ruffy in P8, Payne, that is not too good considering what GSP has been able to do in this qualification. He should have been up there, maybe above Mika, between Henry and Mika. So Ruffy is going to have a hard time because his teammate is just so far behind. Then we have both Red Bulls of Slash also kind of close to each other, which is what you want. If you're not P1, if you're not P2, if you're not P3, you want your teammate to be there so you can help each other climb that ladder, go up to the podium. Let's have a look at the race director right here, as the Williams actually goes in with the fastest time of a 1:26.2. Now I expected this time to be faster. I expected a 1:25. It is not slow, but I expected a faster time. Aston Martin also not bad on this ladder right here. Both of them P10 and P12. Someone destroyed the brake boards. Well, that's just what you have. I think I have it on my stream as well. I think I saw some foam flying around. I'm excited to see, is Ruffy going to keep his pole position, not making any mistakes through the first sector, as your car is very heavy. After the flow of the qualification, it might be hard to adapt to that fully loaded car, which is of course a lot more vulnerable for losing the back end. As we see the pit crew just chilling in their boxes right now. All the cars on the grid, getting ready for the formation lap. Crucial to warm up the tires right here, as you do not want cold or too hot tires to start the race. You are going to lose positions, which is crucial on that first lap, because anything could happen. Everybody is going to capitalize on your mistakes. As Ruffy right now P1, Followed closely though by the Haas. And then the Mercedes. I think the Mercedes are going to pull off something nicely here. Them starting so close to each other means they can use each other and actually hunt Ruffy and the Haas. Following nicely here. Also both of the McLarens. We're gonna have to keep an eye on those guys. They are probably going to pull off something rather special. Ruffy through maggots and maggots. If you just fully send it through here, you should have nice warm tires as you go into the last straight. We still some people weaving around the track. Maybe saving those percentages, because a lot of these people actually put in multiple laps on their qualification tires, so the top 10 is really going to struggle right here. Do not be surprised if you see someone like Chrissy, Sneeps, or Catterson actually going through to the top 10 before the first lap is over. I'm really interested to see what BNLRE is going to do, as they did not make it. They did not have an improvement, as we had the first cars lining up right here on the grid for this event at Silverstone. We've all waited for this. The qualification was something to believe in, I swear to God. As the lights right here about to go on. Who is going to win this 5.8 kilometer masterpiece of a track? It is 5 lights. They're out and away we go, as the Williams is fast off the track. The Haas is not able to get alongside of him. Let's see here as the first sector, as a lot of people go wide and Alfa Romeo spins, as the Ferrari has to leave the track. That is done race for the Alfa Romeo right there, as we do have the Aston Martins battling through the first corners right here as well, as the Haas actually pulls up to P1 and the Williams is going to defend. Is going to take this spot back from him, as they are side by side through this very hard corner into third gear. Who has the better exit right here? This could be a Max Verstappen and Hamilton all over again, as the Williams is right now behind of the Haas. Is not able to put his car next to him through Cobb's corner. Has to lift way more than he has because of the dirty air. He has to put it off on the second straight right here, as a lot of people drop back right here. We have a small train of 3 cars who spun off the track, as the Alfa Romeo of Snarfy actually lost the position so early in the on the lap in the first corner. As the Haas of Ruffy and Henry are side by side again through the final chicane of the first lap. Mika has front row tickets right here to this amazing battle, as Henry goes in with a 1:32.7, which is the fastest lap right now. Do some people have to come in for new front wings? Let's have a look. Oh no, BNRE has to go in for a new front wing. Are you actually serious? His teammate as well. Oh no, they are done for this race. That is such a shame. They had such a bad qualification, not being able to improve their lap times, and now both of them with damaged cars having to repair and having to wait on each other. That's gonna throw their race, as we are gonna have a look back right here on the people battling for positions, all so close still, going through Cobb's corners. Who is brave enough to put the car next to one another, as Henry actually pulls on a lot of time from Ruffy, who is probably really upset he lost the pole position right there. He couldn't do anything about it. I mean, the straights are just so dangerous. Somebody gets a slipstream and they just slot in right behind. You're just a sitting duck on the straights, especially when the DRS is still not activated. as we do have a nice train right here. All of top 14 people are still in the DRS of each other, so this is gonna be a nice battle as we head on to the third lap, which is gonna make things exciting. And really unfortunate for these Alfa Romeos. I actually feel bad for them. Would have wished to see more, as actually Rick goes from a P19 all the way to P13. He has won a lot of positions already in this race. As we go on to the first DRS section right here, is Rufy going to make the move on Henry, which is the only one in the entire train not DRSing. The DRS is not long enough. Henry is still safe. Can he keep it that way? All the way through Megas and Maggots, making sure to put enough time between him and Ruffy, so that the DRS will not prove favorable to him. He is gonna want to do everything to keep this first position right here. It is crucial, maybe even to pull out of the DRS. He only needs 4/10 as he goes fast through Megas and Maggots, probably using a lot of ERS right here, making sure Ruffy is not going to catch him anytime soon. As you do have the Aston Martin coming up close on Chris. They are battling for P6 right here. Chris might be making a move in this next bit of straight, which isn't. It might not be long enough for him to make a move. And seeing how fast the first few corners are, it is dangerous to put your car next to one another. You do not want to spin out. You will throw the race, as we've seen happen with both the Alfa Romeos right here. They are just almost being lapped already by Henry, which is still under pressure from Murphy. Heading into lap 4 on the Wellington straight, as Murphy gets close to Henry, closing the gap from 6/10 all the way down to 2. Battling the dirty air, as Mika slots in right behind Ruffy. This field is just getting more packed and packed and packed. It is crazy to see that these guys of such caliber are able to race so close to each other. As Henry goes wide, actually on Cobb's corners, probably to take as much speed as he can. Very scared of an attack from Ruffy right here, as a lot of people hit the grass. As Chris is actually the first one to take a 3-second penalty. He has to hope. Oh, as Mika actually puts it next to Henry, and Ruffy actually overtook Henry. I completely missed. Oh, as Henry is battling with Mika right here, dropping down to P3, having a little snap of oversteer, as Mika is able to put it next to Henry and actually get alongside him and take P2 from Henry, who has now dropped down into P3. Russell actually getting up to P4, following in closely, hoping for some drama to unfold right here so he can win some positions, as we do see the McLaren closing up on the Mercedes right here. It is a close battle between the top 14 people still after lap 5. It is amazing to see as the Red Bull actually puts it next to Petuka, cleanly taking a position. Petuka has no choice than to put it behind Slash. That is a nice job from him. Clean racing. Are we gonna see some people here making a move into Cobb's corner? As Mika is now hunting Ruffy, which cleanly took the position from Henry, making him lose 2 positions, dropping out to P3, and now hoping Mika can actually capitalize on the mistakes Ruffy is going to make, as Frankie needs to back his teammate more. As Mika actually overtook Ruffy right here into the second last corner on the DRS straight, leaving Ruffy no choice and to just slot in behind, wait for the next DRS zone, taking that position back, saving as much ERS as you can. As Henry is still here in P3. He's not over with the battle, he is still in this fight, as Chris and Slash actually slotting behind each other. Hopefully they can help each other win some positions. As a few cars going side by side, and Frankie spins crucially. The Mercedes, Mika is left all on his own on the front back as Frankie loses all of the positions. That is a waste from Frankie as both of the Red Bulls almost putting it side by side on Wellington Straight. Mika left all on his own now, defending from Ruffy and Henry, which are very fast. Not having Frankie to rely on that. Maybe Frankie also has damage and has to come into the pits, which has crucially ruined his race and his chances for any points this race. As Frankie spins again, I believe, as I saw a yellow flag coming in right there. Hot tires, hard to control. You want to go fast, you lost the positions, you want to make up the time, but you just can't because your tires are too hot, and it actually spins out of top corner right here and his front tire is broken. Frankie has retired from the session, leaving Mika all on his own to save the day right here. Mika right now in P1 though, as he is still battling the pressure Henry and Ruffy are putting onto him. As there is a Red Bull coming into the pit right here of Slash. He probably has damage. Maybe that happened in the first few corners of the track. The moment when Frankie spit. I need to get a replay on that. I will investigate after the race and see exactly what happened there, and I will come back to you guys. As Henry and Ruffy, as Henry with a big stamp of oversteer, which is gonna cost him a lot of time, not being able to make advantage of this DRS right here because of that snap, not being able to make an attack. As Mika, as somebody retired from session. Who is that? Is that that's Gatterson, actually. He retired in pit, as you should. Probably gave up the race, not seeing any potential for him to still get an advantage or get any points. Frustrated, leaving the race. I'd always say just stay in. I mean, if there's a safety car, you can easily come back. I've seen people in Revolution being P16 and just so much happening at the front that they're actually ending up like P6 and P5. So never give up. That's just that's just my advice. As Henry and Ruffy still following close on Mika right here. As Payne is in the pit lane for his stop. Going from the soft onto the mediums probably. I do not see anybody going onto the hards right here. As the hards, they drop off about the same as the mediums, but they are just so much slower. Going onto mediums right here. As our driver of the day would be, of course, how could it be anyone else? Our Rick, who has won 9 positions already this race. He is driving one beast of a lap. Coming on to Patuka actually, and the Haas. The Haas is also far back from his teammate. Henry not getting any help from him. He doesn't seem to be needing it though, because these guys are just getting closer and closer. The second DRS straight coming up right here. Is Mika gonna be safe as Ruffy is really close on his tail right here. Wanting to get as much speed. Looks like he has it. Going to go alongside Mika. It's a clean overtake. It's just easy. Mika is a sitting duck right here as Ruffy, Henry tries to capitalize on them. As Ruffy goes inside, he's actually going for the undercut on Mika, which has to answer right now. He has to come in. He has to give everything. Deploy full ERS to make sure Ruffy won't be able to undercut him and actually win a lot of time. As we do have multiple people going into the pit right here, as well as the Aston Martin of Pure. Ruffy losing 10 positions right now. Let's see how many pit stops these guys have made. So from H3 everyone has to pit, so that means that Ruffy is going to drop back into P1 as the looks of it. Mika. Let's see if Mika is going to answer. He's going to stay out another lap, actually. Not going inside, taking the chance. Still believes his tires are up for the challenge right here. As we do have a close battle between the McLaren, the Ferrari and the Alpine. Rick now in P7, looking for P6, actually making it, getting a clean overtake onto the Alpine into the second last corner, leaving him no choice but to pit right now, as Rick probably has to answer that if he wants to keep that P6. Maybe dropping down to P7 because Russell and stuff are going to, of course, get back. Henry right now in P1 as Mika is now in the pit. Waited 2 more laps. Let's see. Is Ruffy going to overtake Mika here? The pit straight is long. The pit straight is long. I don't think he's gonna make it. I think Ruffalo is going to come out right in front of Mika right here, as he has a lot more speed onto the straight. Mika's still coming up to the straight right now as Ruffalo takes a big gap before the first few sectors. This is seconds. Mika actually 1.1.5 away from Ruffalo, which is crucial. He has no DRS on Ruffy right now. These guys are battling for 1 and 2. Crucially, the undercut worked for Ruffy actually, and Mika staying out 2 more laps probably was not the best idea, as Chris is actually disqualified from the session right here because he parked in a dangerous location. That is a waste. I did not sure what happened there. I wish we had a capture card so we could show you guys the replays, as we do have a battle between H3 and Scotty, as H3 is only forced to go inside right here after almost losing the back end in the second last corner. Both Scotty and H3 the only 2 people with penalties right now. These guys are driving clean, as Ruffy the only one with a stop, has Mika on his tail, 1.2 seconds. Mika is closing this gap, still warming up the tires from his pit stop. He should not have the advantage, which means Ruffy is actually losing time as Henry slots in behind Mika right after his pit stop. Continuing the battle between P1, 2 and 3, as Ruffy does take a nice lead though. Mika closing in 1.1, almost getting into the DRS. He's gonna need it after maggots and baggage if he wants to make this quick action. We are in lap 11. His mediums are fresher than him. Is it 1 lap? It does matter a lot, as we do also have a battle for P4 right here between the Aston Martin, the Red Bull, and the Alpine of Russell. As Scott corners right now, the Red Bull is dropping some time though, as Pure closing into Russell. Faster through maggots and baggage, maybe able to take the faster line, the faster exit. The Alpine out of the DRS of Henry right here, so he is going to get attacked by the Aston Martin. Ooh, which holds back. The Aston Martin holds back. He doesn't attack yet. Maybe he wants to save his tires. He could have done it. He had the overspeed, but he actually decided to stay behind him, as Mika goes in with a 1:28.6, which is a fast race lap, which is only going to go faster as the cars get more lighter. Sorry, I won't hide the left menu. You guys are able to take a look at it. As we have the Red Bull, as we have a red flag. The Mercedes of H3 actually takes a huge spin into P13 on his fresh mediums. Just coming out the pits, probably not warmed up the tires enough, costing him a lot of time. probably ruining his chance for any podium. Points still possible, I'd say, as we do have the battle continuing here between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, which are close to each other as the Aston Martin runs wide. Now next to the Haas, who's going to come out? The Aston Martin leaves the space, lets the Haas go by, as the Aston Martin actually puts it next to the Haas, right here, coming over the line. The Haas is not done yet though. He is still fighting, slotting in right behind the Aston Martin, maybe going for the move in this first corner, staying behind him, and the Aston Martin looks like he is going to get the place back from Henry, as that was a very dangerous attack. Henry though looking for the cutback, as Snipes does have the better exit and Henry is only slotted in behind. Snipes still has the DRS onto Chrissy. All of these guys still have to take a pit stop, which is going to cost them a lot of time, but for now they are battling for P1. As Mika now within the DRS of Ruffy. This is for the actual P1. Let's see if Mika is going to make an attack on Ruffy. He's gonna have the overspeed. He chooses to stay behind, not going for a bold move, not putting his car and also Ruffy's car on the line, wanting to race. That's a big difference you see with all the different skill tiers in DRA especially. In this category, these people give each other space. They know when to attack, they know when to stay behind, they know when to choose their next action. Probably with a lot more success as well, as Russell actually goes with a 3-second time penalty. He is the third person here to actually take a penalty, as Mika almost gets into the action of Ruffy. Battling for that P1 right now, as they are waiting for these next people to take a pit stop, as there are 5 cars right now slotted right behind each other, and they are all 5 cars which not have had the pit stops except for Scotty, as Rick, Chalk, Snipes and Chrissy are all fighting right here for position. Will it be in the midfield after both of these guys have taken the pit stops, all on the mediums? Just proving that the medium stint can be dragged on a lot longer than the medium, as H3 goes fastest with a 128.5. As we are going to see this time improve. Mika still closing Henry right here, as Ruffy. As Ruffy lost all the time advantage he had. He had about 1.5 seconds and he all threw it away. I am surprised to see BNL RE still in the fight, as their race has been thrown actually, but they haven't crashed. Unlike Chris, Frankie and Callison, which all are dealing with right now. Silverstone took too much of a toll, as they do have a change in position, as both Chalkers and Rick come into the pits, making Mika, which actually overtook Ruffy. I completely missed that. Mika now in P1. Not for long though, because Ruffy is going to get the DRS. Same goes for Henry, so Mika might lose 2 positions here on the Wellington Straight, which is long and it is dangerous, and he does not have DRS, as we see Ruffy closing in, and none of them decide to take an action, as we have a Haas which spun into the second corner. Very difficult one. Making sure not to get on power too early, because that is what is going to cost you the back end and losing you so much time. As we do have Ruffy, Mika and Henry still in this battle for first place actually, as the only people right here to pit are still Scotty, Snipes and Chrissy, as Snipes and Chrissy both are in the pits right now, both coming in for the next set of tires, probably the soft ones, which they are going to stretch 10 laps, which they are going to have to drive really conservative, really not putting too much stress on these tires. As you need them for the last phase of this Grand Prix. As the only one to stay out is Scotty right now, probably enjoying the first position. As Mika right now with the DRS, as Henry still has a hard time making a move on any of these guys. It has mostly been Mika and Ruffy which have been swapping positions right here. Henry not able to capitalize on any of their mistakes, as their driving is just so clean right now. These guys are going to have an exciting race until the end, as we do have the Alpine closely backing on the Red Bull right here, as we do come up to this final straight of the lap. As we do see Mika here with the DRS on Ruffy. He's gonna put it next to Ruffy. He's going to overtake Ruffy. Ruffy is giving up the position, probably knowing he will just take him the other lap around when he has the DRS advantage. Henry, and again, not able to make any actions on these guys overtaking each other, as they are making sure to do it without losing any time whatsoever. Making sure to not take the battle inside the corner, because Henry would just swing past, as Chalkish goes fastest with a 127.9 on the softs, which is a fresh set of softs. Mika still on the push though from Ruffy, which is following close. So we are gonna have right here. Oh, Chrissy actually goes fastest in the first sector. So we are gonna have a look at Slash and Pure. Also battling for this B4, 5 and 6. As Scotty still has to pit right now. I am excited to see if Ruffy is going to make the move on Mika. He gave up the position last lap so easy. Probably able to put it next to him. Mika giving up the position again, and this is just gonna be a DRS battle all the way to the end of the race. I think, as Henry again not able to make any move on these guys. Following in closely though, maybe saving up his DRS, making sure to stay behind it as long as he can, saving his tires to go for these last few laps, and actually making sure he can capitalize on them not having as fresh tires and them not having as much ERS. That could be a really nice strategy to see here from Henry. Let's have a look. He has a lot of ERS compared to Mika. Everyone actually has a lot of ERS still, as Slash is the only one which used so much, as well as Pure battling it out, and Russell trying to stay behind this pack also used so much DRS, not having any left for the last phase of this race, which is important, because if you get attacked now, there is no time to make up for it. Being attacked now is you lost your position and you lost your points, so you do not want to lose the position right now. That's why these front runners right here, Ruffy, Mika and Henry, did a really good job at just saving their areas, as Mika right now next to Russell, as we predicted. Russell gives up the position, follows in closely behind Mika, saving his ERS, letting him have it, taking the DRS next lap and just taking it back, as he have a yellow flag right here from the Alfa Romeo of Lukalor, who actually spun around, not being able to keep this car stable through the first corner, which is flat out at this point of the race. probably with really hot tires, trying to keep his car stable right here as he goes onto the Wellington straight. Ruffy still closing in to Mika. As Ruffy almost trying to make the action before the last DRS straight, which is the best place to overtake, because you are taking your opponent into a high downforce area, which he is going to lose a lot of time, because he has to follow you closely before that DRS, and he has to follow you closely to make a move onto that last stretch. So if you can make him lose a lot of time by just driving in front and making him lose downforce, that is just a win-win situation. You need to be able to capitalize and just take the time he is losing. And we do have a 4-car DRA as Ruffy actually overtakes Mika right here, as this is going to continue for a few more laps, as Mika and Ruffy will keep switching positions, as Henry is still on the lookout for any mistakes, maybe making sure or hoping that Mika and Ruffy both using the ERS so he can capitalize, because he is saving all of it right now. He has a harder time following, still in the DRS. Followed 4 seconds behind that though is Slash, which is followed by 4 cars. As the Red Bull and the Alpine side by side to the first corner, the Red Bull is going to come out victorious unless the Alpine can make a move on him. He's losing a lot of time to the straight though, not being able to make any move with this DRS, as he won't have an advantage because his front runners are also having DRS. Very unfortunate for him. The Red Bull with a clean overtake though, that is textbook. As Pure is still following him closely as we come into Cobb's corner with Ruffy and Mika and Henry, not to forget, still following him closely. This is probably our podium right here. Mika, Henry and Slash. Ruffy, Mika and Henry, I mean. If everything is going right, if nobody makes a big mistake, these guys will be battling it out for P1, which is going to be really exciting, as Scotty's still on his medium tires right here. He still has not pitted. He has 19 lap old tires. He is going to have a big soft advantage though, but he is probably losing a lot of time compared to the people which he's going to be racing with. As soon as he leaves the pits, the people he's going to start in behind are he is going to be faster than them, but he's not going to have enough time to make up all the time he's losing right now. So that is not a smart mistake. Mistakes aren't smart anyway. Mika still following closely. Henry still keeping true to his 3rd position right here, just laying back. He's like, alright, I'll see what happens. I'll just let these guys race and I will just follow along. No problem. As we do only have one BMLR between the front runners right here. If one of these guys makes a big mistake, Henry, Mika or Ruffy, they are easily losing 4 positions, maybe even 5 and 6. They maybe drop down to P11, because between P1 and P11 it's only about like 6 or 7 seconds, so that is really dangerous, putting a lot of pressure on these drivers right now. They know that as well. As a Ferrari is starting in nicely behind Russell right here. Almost made a ball down. Also putting in the fastest lap with a 1:27.8. This might be a good one for DRA Rick, as he has to do it on his own without a teammate, which puts him at a disadvantage. Right now Red Bull are looking to score the most points for the constructors right here. No, that is wrong. Ruffy actually scoring the most points, because he will have more points than Slash and Chrissy combined. because they're P5 and 6, and that does not count up to 25, I think. Gotta get your guys' predictions in the chat right now. Who do you think is going to win this battle, as Henry actually closing up to Mika right now? Mika actually losing time to Ruffy. Both having DRS though, coming up close to him, choosing to stay behind instead of overtaking what we've seen every round. These guys overtaking each other into the second last corner. As Scotty right now coming into the pit, finally choosing his 21-year-old lap hold tires for his soft tires, which he is going to drop down all the way to P10, maybe even P13. And like I said, it is going to be so difficult for him to make up the time he lost staying out, as you do have a spin right here from the Alfa Romeo. I mean, did we expect anything else? BML are not looking good right now. Really having a hard time this race, keeping the cars on the track. As we do have Ruffy right now back into P1 because Scotty pitted. So right now this is your podium fight right here with only 3 laps to go. Man, this is exciting. I think Henry still saved up some ERS. Has less actually than Mika. Oh, as he almost goes for the move, almost puts it into the back of Mika, actually costing him a lot of ERS, as he actually tries to follow so close that he is going to lose downforce. He is going to lose ERS because he has to use it to keep closer to it. What you lose in the corners, you have to win back on the straights, which he has to do with DRS, because he is not going to win any time on Mika because the slipstream of Ruffy is still there. Ruffy, on the other hand, has a really hard time defending from these two guys, as he knows if he gets overtaken this lap, he only has 2 laps to undo that and to actually get back to P1, as Mika and Henry both hunting for it, both in such a good position to take it from Ruffy, as Ruffy has such a big disadvantage. Also on the oldest tires, Henry with 2 lap younger tires, maybe. Oh, as Henry crucially takes a 3-second penalty, that might put him out of the first place battle right here, as no matter what his position is going to be, these guys, he is not going to be able to drive away 3 seconds from these guys unless they crash battling for P1. So that probably puts him out, as he tries to overtake Mika and spins crucially, losing him even more time, even more positions. That was just a bold move from Henry. Really did not make any sense. Probably frustrated because of the penalty, and just fully sending it next to Mika, spinning him. Mika did not know what was going on. Oh, the Aston Martin as well, almost losing it, keeping it on the track, losing both positions to the Red Bulls, as Slash probably will lose a lot of positions because of his penalties. That is why you want to stay so clean, because Henry was in such a good position to battle it out for P1. He took the penalty, he got frustrated, put it right next to Mika, and actually spun around, which is the price you pay for not keeping a cool head, not being able to control yourself in such situations. As Mika right now 4 tenths behind Ruffle, coming into second last maggots and baggets. Maybe he is able to make a move right here on Ruffy, putting himself in that dangerous position of the last lap, which if you get overtaken next lap right here, that is it. You have got P1. All you have to do, as Mika does now, is stay behind Ruffy right here, needing to close the gap throughout the lap, hoping he can take the DRS onto the last straight, overtaking Ruffy for P1 as Ruffy is fully sanding it, fully deploying his ERS, which he still has 70% of, trying to get Mika away from him, which Mika is really following it closely. Now we're coming up to the first DRS straight right here. Is Mika gonna make a move? Is he going to fully send it on the DRS? He still has so much left as Ruffy pulling away rather quick, not being able to close the gap as Mika with the DRS right here, closing the gap to about 2/10. Ruffy in a really tough position right here. This is an exciting last lap right here. Is Mika going to attack Ruffy on the last DRS straight? Is Ruffy going to be able to keep it in front of Mika and taking that P1? The points are much needed for him. Mika, of course, hunting for that P1. Fought all qualification as a McLaren spins of H3 onto the last straight. As we go here, is he going to make a move? He has one shot left. He has overspeed. He is going to put it right next to the outside. Ruffy stays in front. Mika not able, as Mika almost loses the car, which yeah, it is Ruffy's. Ruffy's has won because of a big mistake of Mika not being able to make the action onto the last DRS set, as Ruffy is our winner of the Silverstone Grand Prix. Mika in P2 and Henry still in P4, P5, and that is the penalty for you guys. He was P3, he could have still gotten the podium, but because of the penalty still dropped down to P5, as we now have our Krishy on P3 and DRA Rick, who is easily driver of the day, all the way from P19 to a P4. What an outstanding move from Rick right here. An amazing race. Hats off to him. Driver of the day. As we have to congratulate Ruffy for our P1 right here. He is the man of Silverstone. He fought all match long with Mika, who made a big mistake on the last chance to overtake Ruffy for that P1. Hats off to Rick, who has fought back all the way from P19 to P4, which is just amazing stuff. Much needed points for DRA as well. That was one exciting race, I'll tell you guys. Sometimes Silverstone just proves to be the biggest challenge because of losing the back end so easy, not being able to keep your tires under control, having to pit early for damage and basically throwing away the whole race. Look at them being happy, squirting champagne all over the place. That is a nice win from Ruffy right there. Very much deserved, as a Red Bull still on the podium. He is lucky that both of those guys had penalties, giving him P3. Hats off to Rick. Still an amazing performance, as we have Slash in P6, Henry in P5 because of the penalty, unfortunately. Ruffy's teammate Payne in P7, not being there to support him. Still Ruffy had the upper hand in the battle with Mika, so all is well. As H3 in P12 had a crucial spin on the end, still losing him positions right before the end of the lap, which is of course yeah, unfortunate. Expected more from him as he took his amazing victory yesterday in Redemption, as he drove a clean race, all race, no mistakes, and then a few spins and a few mistakes from him right here. So that's why he does not have the same results. So a much bigger competitions with Ruffy and Mika just dominating the race, as well as Henry if he didn't take any penalty. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this race. We will be back shortly. We'll be back soon with another race. I'm not sure which one, but just keep an eye out on the channel. and join our Discord. Also check us out on Twitter, Dutch Racing Alliance. You can find us on Insta as well, and keep up to date with everything that's going on. Hats off to the drivers today. They had an amazing performance. I will see you guys with next time. Silverstone always delivers. Bye bye. Oh.